Hello, everybody. Today's recap is called Even Lambs Have Teeth, a grisly story about two young friends who were about to go down a path filled with violence and pain. They didn't know one ride, one friendly face, and one small mistake would drag them into a nightmare that would change them forever. Katie and Sloan are two friends who couldn't be more different, because Katie is uptight and careful, while Sloan is bold and chaotic. They are both looking forward to spending a month working at Echo Field Organic Farms so they can save up for a huge New York shopping trip. Their excitement feels pure and simple, the kind of plan you make when life still feels safe. They stay the night at Katie's Uncle Jason's home, and he is a cop who watches them like a hawk. Protective in that classic uncle way that is annoying until you finally understand how right he was to worry. That evening, Sloan suggests they use fake names during their trip, just to add a little fun. So she chooses Heather, and Katie chooses Ripley, completely unaware that these fake names will soon become suspicious pieces of evidence in a much bigger horror. The next morning, Jason drives them to the station and gives them one final rule, insisting they send him a safe word at the end of every text they send, a different word each day in alphabetical order. Without anyone realizing it, the twist begins right here. Today's word is apple, a gentle little code that will soon rip open a monstrous trafficking network. After Jason leaves, the girls wait for the bus and decide to sit inside a local cafe, where two men, Jed and Lucas, immediately take interest in them. The brothers sit with them, talk casually, and offer them a ride to the farm, which Sloan accepts with playful enthusiasm, while Katie hesitates with a sinking feeling she can't explain. Despite her instincts, Katie gives in, and the girls climb into the brothers' blue truck, not knowing they're leaving safety behind. This is where everything goes wrong. Jed drives past the farm without stopping, confusing the girls, and eventually pulls into a small rural home where an older woman greets them with suspicious warmth. She invites them in for tea and pie, behaving like the perfect harmless host, and Katie replies to her uncle with the safe word, trying to reassure herself that everything is still fine. But the moment the tea touches their lips, the world starts spinning. Their vision blurs, and panic rises as they realize too late that the drinks were drugged. They try to escape, but collapse, and Jed and Lucas drag them inside while everything else fades to black. They wake up chained in the middle of the woods, with basic supplies scattered around. Their captor Boris arrives and checks Katie's phone, discovering their lies and their safe word system, forcing the terrified girls to confess everything. While they try to adjust to their terrifying reality, things get unimaginably worse when the town sheriff arrives, and for a brief hopeful moment, they think they're saved. He is not there to rescue them. He is one of the customers who pays to assault the kidnapped women, and he brutalizes Katie. While Sloan tries to comfort her afterward, both girls are near breaking under the weight of helplessness. Meanwhile, Uncle Jason grows suspicious because Katie uses the same safe word twice, something she should never do, and he senses danger instantly. Jason calls the farm, discovers the girls never arrived, and immediately starts investigating on his own. Back in the woods, more customers arrive, including a scruffy, violent man who chooses Sloan, and then a mysterious pig mask man who seems even more dangerous and targets her next, leaving her shaken beyond words. Jason visits the sheriff's office to report the girls missing, unaware that he is talking directly to the villain responsible for their suffering. Here, a huge twist appears as Jason reveals he is not just a regular cop, but actually an FBI agent, and he explains to the sheriff how he knows the girls might be in danger, giving details about the code word system. This immediately alerts the sheriff, who runs to warn Boris that the FBI is now involved, pushing the traffickers to plan the girls' deaths before they can be found. Katie overhears their plan to kill them, and she quickly tells Sloan, both girls feeling terror blended with a desperate need to survive. When the scruffy guy is left alone to watch them, Katie seduces him, pretending to submit, and when she gets close enough, she bites into his throat with shocking brutality, killing him and unlocking the chains with his keys. The girls run, fueled by raw survival. The sheriff arrives moments later to kill them, but they steal his car and escape, racing toward town and refusing to be victims any longer. They head straight to a hardware store to gather weapons, switching from prey to hunters in a single terrifying transformation. They ask a cashier for Boris's address, and because small towns carry big gossip, he tells them exactly where to find him. Meanwhile, Jason visits a car insurance office, pretending he crashed into the blue truck and needs the owner's name, piecing together clues while the girls move faster than anyone expects. Boris returns home and walks right into the ambush, where Katie and Sloan attack him with nail-spiked tennis balls, injuring him severely before interrogating him about the Pig Mask Man's identity. When he refuses to answer, they kill him with a makeshift spear. Jason arrives too late and finds Boris dying, but the girls are gone, heading deeper into their revenge mission. They drive to a church where they discover the Pig Mask Man is actually the town priest, and Sloan confronts him with trembling rage. With Katie's help, they kill him, then chain his surviving body behind their truck, dragging him along the road before lighting him on fire. Back at the sheriff's hideout, Jason is taken captive, and in another room, the sheriff prepares to kidnap new victims. But before he can continue his cycle, Katie and Sloan burst in. They tie the sheriff to a chair and force him into a deadly game of Russian roulette. Despite his apologies, Katie kills him with a final blow. They free the new victims, who in turn free Jason, and out of gratitude, they refuse to reveal who killed the sheriff. Katie and Sloan then head to the mother's house, drug her the same way she drugged them, and take her to the basement, where Jed is tied up. They beat him to death, while his mother is forced to watch helplessly. They move on to Lucas, untie him, hand him a bat, and demand he beat his mother. And when he refuses, they shoot him and stage his death as a suicide, pinning all the murders on him. The mother begs for her life, offering money, but Katie gets creative and uses an actual lawnmower to brutally kill her, ending the cycle completely. Yet the real mystery hangs in the air. Did that town truly fall quiet after they left? Or is something still waiting to crawl out of the ruins they created? That was Even Lambs Have Teeth from 2015. What a satisfying ride. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because the next story I have for you is going to blow your mind.